When Smart House first appeared, I'm sure everybody wanted to be in a house like this. It has everything you would want to have the perfect lifestyle. That's what Ben also thought as well. There's a contest on this house, and whoever wins it gets to live in there. Ben enters the contest, and him and his sister and dad win and get to live in the house of the future. Ben's main reason to want this house is so he can have an easier life. He takes care of his family, like making them breakfast and cleaning up around the house, so having this new place will relieve some duties from him. We also meet Sarah. She's the person who created the whole program from the Smart House and created PAT, which stands for Personal Applied Technology. What's really cool about Smart House is not only can it do all this cool future stuff, but it also can talk and has its own personality, even to the point where Pat can know everything about Ben, Nick, and Angie with just having their hand being scanned. Even though this house is smart and has a mind of its own, for the time, this was almost like fantasy or sci-fi, even in the late 90s. I mean, email is referred to as electronic mail, and Nick tells Ben to get off the internet so he can use the phone, meaning a dial-up internet connection is being used. So Smart House was truly a big deal. Even everybody at Ben's school was excited for him that he won the contest. But that just asks another question on why would the house of the future be given away in a contest instead of just selling it to the person willing to pay the most for it? There's lots of rich people out there. I'm sure it wouldn't be hard at all. But when they are announcing the winner, you see all the press and publicity in the house is getting, so I can see the strategy working, and obviously this house is the first smart house, so it needs to be tested with others. This house would have been a perfect smart house, which can do just about everything in making food, and cleaning up, and taking you anywhere you want to go. But Ben here goes into the control room and makes it more motherly. You see, their mom passed away, and he doesn't like the idea of having a new mom because he sees Nick and Sarah like each other. So by making Pat more into a mom, Nick will maybe think they don't need a woman in the house anymore. But the mom aspect is pushed so far into the point where Pat makes a virtual version of itself as a mom and locks them all in the house. Now, when this happens, it gets pretty intense. It's almost like a horror movie. Everything is locked, and why does the house even have that kind of power? I guess if a nuclear bomb went off or like a burglar trying to break in, but here it's used to Pat's advantage. This is the part where the house gets a mind of its own and takes over. If it wasn't for Sarah figuring out how to get back in the house and shut off the control, who knows what would have happened? And in the end, they still used Pat, but not her mother version. Now, you see, that part makes me question even living in that house anymore. I mean, the house almost killed them. Why would they stay in it? I feel a family that went through all that would be paranoid that it could happen again. But you gotta remember, it was Ben messing around with the controls earlier, so I feel they got over it. Smart House is such a cool idea and really paved the way for houses for today. Most of the features in Smart House are in lots of homes now, especially with the talking with the woman voice. I'm sure y'all know what voice I mean. It starts with the letter A. The giant TVs and making food. I don't think any house has that cleaning feature where the floor sucks up all the garbage and brings instant cleanliness. But I'm sure Smart House inspired all the other cool future stuff, so I'm sure this will come soon. Smart House was one of the first set of Disney Channel movies to be released and has become one of the most liked and memorable compared to all the other ones. I feel it is because it's about a house that can do just about everything, even stuff people don't really need, but it can do it. Everybody has a place they live in and always wonder or think if they wish they had something that would make it easier, like taking out the trash or getting the mail that comes to the door instead of being left outside, or features that just make you have a cool party. If you had a smart house, would you throw a party, invite all the kids over, and dance to the coolest song in the world? I know I would.